Hey folks, it's Finn, and it's time for a transition update.
Oh my god, I'm going to start puberty at the age of 39. Oh my god.
Wow. Do you know, I find it really hard to even remember sounding like that now and looking like that. It's like looking at the same person but a different person all at once. It's just absolutely incredible. I am now 43 and 4 years on testosterone. 4 years! Where has the time gone? Time flies when you're getting a prick in the bum. When it comes to testosterone specific updates, I really only make these once a year now because unlike in the early days, the changes now are much more kind of slow and subtle. But still, it is absolutely amazing when it's a big celebration of 4 years like this to look back at just how far I've come. That first year was just so amazing. It's such a surreal experience to almost on a daily basis being able to see these little subtle changes and how your face is just moulding into somebody completely different but also the most you've ever been. It's just bizarre to try and explain to other people. By about a year and a half, the maleness of me was on the outside for everyone to see and I was being read correctly, and then from then onwards the changes became much more subtle and became less about me looking like the man I was, but then changing from the boy that I look like to the man I look like now. Changes, of course, are still ongoing. They say that the whole process of testosterone changing you physically takes between kind of 5 and 10 years. So that is still ongoing, but as I say, a lot more subtle. And I think what is the most noticeable and probably still the most dramatic of things to notice is the hair growth. I was really hoping that I'd be able to grow a beard. My family are really hairy people. Even my mum, sorry mum. So I was hopeful that, it would be in my genes. And I did have a little bit of hair on my chin beforehand. So pretty early on, this little hair I had beforehand on my chin kind of grew into two little tufts, which I called my Friar Tuck beard. And then over the period between about 3 and 8 months, it gradually just got darker and there was just more filling in and moving from here across the kind of bottom of my face and underneath. This sparseness kind of here continued until about a year, and then I could, by that point, craft it so that I would have a chin strap. There wasn't enough here for a full beard, but I did sport this kind of minion style chin strap. Over the next year, approaching the 2-year mark, it kind of moved up from this chin strap into my cheeks as well, but at this point there was still no tash to speak of, so I called this my Wolverine phase. Between years 2 and 3, this then did eventually start to darken so that by 3 years on T you could at least see it. And then over the last year, between 3 years on T and today now at 4 years on T, this tash has finally got to the point where I now look like I have a full beard. The issue is, however, that this still grows so much more thicker than this does. I mean, my tash as it is at the moment, I don't do anything with other than trim where it hits my lip because it's not getting any thicker, and that's preventing me from having a big full-on beard, which I really, really want. But at the moment, this is where my tash is at. But I'm happy with that because at least it means I get to sport a full beard rather than Minion or Wolverine. The other exciting area of hair growth is my chest rug and my little happy trail, which I was also desperate to have. I was so jealous of my best mate Will, who seemed to just have his first testosterone injection and develop a rug. Caught you up now, Will. Pre-T, I had really no hair on my stomach whatsoever, and it took ages for anything to happen. But by 8 months, I finally had the start of a happy trail. But then still, at a year and a half on T, I was still pretty bare. At 2.5 years, finally things had started to happen. I was starting to get this kind of valance sheet under here and more hair kind of sparsely on my stomach. And at 3 years, it was really obvious to see. And then the last year, between 3 and 4, I have just had a massive growth of hair. And finally, I have the chest rug and happy trail that I've been dying for. Transition, of course, isn't just about testosterone changes. It's also about surgical changes if you choose to have them, as I have, and most importantly about the social and emotional changes that you go through in this incredible journey. I was so scared to start this journey, worrying that, what if I was wrong? What if I was just kind of making it up that I wasn't really a bloke and all of those kind of things? And to watch the real me emerge and see this face that I recognise. You know, every time I catch my face in the mirror or in a picture, or I'm outside and I see my face reflected in a shop window or something, it just makes me grin. And people calling me he and sir and gentleman still makes me grin. That gives you the daily kind of recognition that this was so right for me. And you know, I'm really glad I took that leap of faith, which is not easy to take, but wow, it has led to one of the most amazing self-exploration journeys that I could ever wish to go on. There's still lots for me to change, especially with the surgery I'm going through, because that's changing my body and my relationship to it. And there'll be more physical effects caused by testosterone as well. I mean, a year ago I kind of looked and thought, wow, I've changed a lot. And then I looked again and thought I haven't changed much. But now actually looking back even just a year ago, how different my face is, it's quite amazing. So I'm sure that in a year's time I'll be saying exactly the same thing. Reflecting on this whole journey, it's 4 years of just the most incredible journey I've ever been on. It's not easy. I share very honestly about all the ups and downs, but they are so incredibly worth it. Even with all the surgical issues that are going on for me now, my worst day now is far better than even my best day back then. In being able to stand here now, happy in my own skin, comfortable in my own skin, being able to embody my whole body rather than having to blank off parts of it is amazing, even with the issues that's going on. Yes, amazing 4 years so far, and I can't wait to see what this next year brings. To everyone still waiting to go on this journey, hang in, it'll happen, and when it does, enjoy every second because it will go so very quickly. Much love to everyone, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.